Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode of the Tackle Rat. It has been a while, and we're back here in the storage unit in the old Ranger, and I'm going to be talking today a little bit about my last two tournaments for the Northern Division and the Toyota Series. So, obviously, I had a very in-depth review of the Potomac in video and kind of talked about how I got that done. But at the St. Lawrence, it's been a while now since that tournament happened, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. But at the St. Lawrence, I was able to close up AOI in the Northern Division as a co-angler. And I kind of want to run through how I got that done. So obviously the Potomac was a great tournament and I was able to bring home the win, but the St. Lawrence and Champlain was both big smallmouth tournaments, and I was able to bring home top 10s for both of those. And I kind of want to talk about what I was doing as far as my tackle and how I was fishing as a co-angler. So, big key, drop shot. Everybody knows when you go up north, you need to be throwing a drop shot. Light line and a spinning rod is gonna be on the deck for sure, especially as a co-angler when you're fishing behind boaters. So, starting out at Champlain, so day one Champlain, I drew a boater that was not very familiar with me. He shot up like a dang. From South Carolina.
I thought it was
kind of just fishing around, fishing grass, rock, boulders, but it was very tough. And that's where the co-angler mentality kicks in. Obviously a big thing up there as a co-angler is having your electronics on the back, or if you don't have your electronics on, your boater shuts them off, watching up there on the front graph. And I was kind of just watching 2D or side scanner mapping or whatever was on and just looking for things to pitch at. So like day one, I had 3 for 10 and then I think he zeroed. But I was kind of just watching side scan, looking for boulders and pitching at them. And the setup, as far as that goes, very basic. So drop shot, like I said, but I was throwing it on a 2500 Vanford. Just got several of these for the smallmouth swing for the Toyota Series, and very, very impressed with these reels. So pretty much it is a beefed up version of the Stratic, Stratic CI4 Plus, and it's been a great reel. And that is something that's super important when you come up north. Everybody's around fish, especially as a co-angler. I gotta say, pretty much any boater you draw, you're gonna be around fish. It's just getting them to bite and then putting them in the boat. So smallmouth are very notorious for jumping a lot, power diving right next to the boat, and combined with that light line, having the right equipment is key. So I ran a Dobbins Champion 702 SF, great drop shot rod. Mainly use this setup for like dropping down on them. I use this a lot at the St. Lawrence because you would just pitch out to the side of the boat and drift your bait. But the other setup that I used was same reel, Vanford. I run all Vanfords now on my 4 spinning rods that I got. But I'm throwing Champion XP 742 SF as well. This is great for Champlain. The thing that I noticed at Champlain is those fish, especially later in the year, seem to be a lot more like pressured. The boat would get over them and it would be really hard to get them to bite. So I was kind of just fan casting and bombing that drop shot out there, and that 7'4" Champion XP or Champion Extreme, was great for making those long casts. And then it's a little bit more beefed up than your 702. Even though this has 2 power, this is a little bit a heavier rod. But yeah, this is great for if you need that extra power and a little bit longer cast. And then as far as line, I was just running high vis 10-pound braid. That's kind of what I do on all my spinning reels. I like to have that lighter braid. Some guys will run 15 or 20, but 10 is great. You get longer casts. Obviously with the braid, you have no stretch. High vis, you're gonna be able to see and detect bites even when you're not tight with that line. And the lighter braid, in my opinion, it's a little bit more sensitive. But I was just running 8 or 7-pound leader. Kind of depends on who I'm fishing behind. If they're throwing a Carolina rig, I ain't gonna, risk putting a 7-pound leader on there. But if there's a guy up there, pitching a drop shot as well, like an 8-pound test, and he knows what he's doing, I'll bring it down to 7. Sometimes I'll even bring my hook size, like on this one, I bring it down to a 4. Out here on Table Rock, the fish seem to be a little bit shy of hooks, so I run a 4 a lot down here, but up north, yeah, I'll run a 4 sometimes. I threw a 2 a lot as well at St. Lawrence. Just something for confidence, you know. And then running, as far as drop shot weights goes, as light as I can get away with. I feel like when it's coming down to the bottom on those smallmouth, obviously it's clean water, so they're watching that bait come down. And if you got, you know, let's say a half ounce in 20 foot of water, it is going to be more efficient. You're going to be able to get it down there faster, but I feel like that bait coming down on them super fast just really doesn't seem natural. You kind of want that bait to glide down to there to those fish. And then another thing, when I was at the St. Lawrence, was leader size. So when you're drifting in the super heavy current, what happens is it creates a bow in your line. So you drop right in front of the boat, your bait is going to be, you know, straight down, but what's going to happen is that current is going to create a large bow in your line. So when you have a 2 foot leader like I got right here, just about from your hook to your weight, it's really going to be only a foot off the bottom because your hook's over here and your bait's here, or I'm sorry, your hook's over here and your weight is right here, you know, because of that bow that's created from the current. So I was running a really long leader. I was running a really long leader sometimes. I kind of just set up like I had 3 drop shot rods, or I have 2 here, but I had 3 drop shot rods when I got in the boat each day, and I would kind of just play around with that leader size. And then as far as baits, it's stupid at this point. I mean, you literally just throw a flatworm. Brown back was a very good color to me this season, but you kind of just base it off the conditions. Like, honestly, the flatworm is just becoming like the Senko up north for smallmouth. But I was kind of rotating between different colors. I'd buy a ton before each tournament and kind of just rotate. You know, it was simple. Brown back, I threw, you know, when we were around gobies on the St. Lawrence, and then I'd throw a green pumpkin. Oh, I don't know. Do I have any green pumpkin? I throw a green pumpkin here. I throw green pumpkin a lot at the at Champlain. Green pumpkin just worked really good. It's just a great perch imitation at Champlain because you do not have gobies over there. But yeah, that's just pretty much all I got. I don't want to extend the recap that long. It was just very basic, kind of just paying attention to your electronics. And yeah, you got Cade Lipham over here. This is a big smallmouth guy, right?
Big smallmouth guy?
Yeah.
What does one of those look like?
Have you ever been called one?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Couple.
We pulled a boat to Canada a couple years ago.
Yeah. You hear that recap video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear from the other unit. It's solid.
Thank you.
Solid.
Yeah. I hope you learned something about smallmouth guys.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And that's it. That's my recap for the last 2 events of the Toyota series. Had a great time, and hopefully I can make it back there next year and fish those again as a co-angler. But other than that, I mean, we got the Stiff Rods pod is on pause right now because my microphone needs some work. And then any tournament, I don't think I have any tournament videos coming up, but I'm getting a new GoPro. Mine broke at the St. Lawrence. You might want to play that clip. Me jumping in the water on the 2nd day. But I ended up saving my rod and catching 18 pounds on the old 702. Oh, wow. I just pierced that through my hat. Straight split shot, drop shot through my hat. All right, well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up then. It was a great time, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next episode of the Tackle Rat. Peace.